Book 6, A Springtime Surprise. Twilight woke up knowing that it was time for winter wrap-up, and her little pet Spike said, "I'm gonna sleep more," and pulled the cover over his head. When Twilight sprung out of her bed, she knew what she had to take: scarf, saddle, boots, and Spike. That was the list for the day. Spike and Twilight went to the town hall where the mayor of Ponyville had already started explaining the day ahead. That the winter wrap-up had to be finished by sunset. There will be teams and they will share our talents. The weather team, the leader is Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Dash was eager to begin work and started clearing the clouds and had to bring the sunshine back to Ponyville. She told the team of Pegasus. Twilight wished she could help, but she didn't have any wings. Pinkie Pie was leading the ice crew to break up the ice on the frozen lake. She said we had to break up the ice into small pieces so it will break up quickly when the sun comes out. Twilight wished she could help, but she had never worn ice skates before. That was definitely not the job for her. Applejack was the one in charge of the plant team to clear the snow from the fields and planting new crops. "Do you want to try pushing the snow plow?" she asked Twilight. Twilight had tried her hardest to push the heavy plow, but she wasn't able to. But other friends stepped forward and drove the plow easily through the thick snow. The one leading the animal team was Fluttershy. She had to wake up the creatures from their long winter sleep. Twilight thought that would be an easy job, but she hadn't reckoned that there would be a fight with scary snakes. Maybe this wasn't a job for her. Next, maybe she thought she could help with making beautiful nests for the birds that returned from the south, which Rarity was in charge of making. At last, Twilight thought, maybe I could do this. But then when Rarity held up a beautiful nest made of sticks and pretty rainbows, Twilight knew she couldn't make such a perfect nest. The mayor said, "Carry on the good work, every pony. There are only just a few hours till sunset." Twilight sat alone. I wish there was something I was good at. But Twilight was also worried. All the ponies were working hard, but would they finish the winter wrap-up before the sunset? She wished there was something she could do to help, but what could she do? When Twilight looked up in the sky, Rainbow Dash's team were working fast, but there were still so many clouds to get rid of. On the ground, Applejack's team were also trying hard and had huge fields of snow to clear, but it was getting late. Twilight knew that her friends needed her, but how could she help when she wasn't good at flying or plowing or skating? Meanwhile, an argument had broke down between the teams. Applejack yelled, "We're the team! Move those clouds faster!" "No, no, no," Fluttershy cried. "You're all moving too fast. We need to move slowly and carefully so we don't startle the animals." Everyone had stopped working, and suddenly an idea struck Twilight. She whispered for Spike, her pet, to fetch her clipboard. She knew exactly how she could help. The winter wrap-up needs somebody to organize it. Somebody like me. The mayor said, "Great idea. Now I want you all to listen to Twilight Sparkle." So Twilight stepped forward and said, "Pony," she announced, "it's time to do what I'm best at. Get organized. I'm going to make a to-do list, and today we will finish the winter wrap-up on time." The ponies knew Twilight was right. There was no time to lose. Under Twilight's instructions, all the ponies came together to build nests, skated in neat lines to cut ice, and strung bells across the forest as a gentle alarm to wake the animals. And just before the sunset, the winter wrap-up was finally complete, thanks to Twilight. The mayor had a surprise for Twilight Sparkle. She gave her a smart blue and green vest and said, "Thank you for helping everyone work together. From today onwards, you will be the winter wrap-up's official organizer." Twilight was so happy that she had been able to use her skills to help. And suddenly there was another surprise. Thousands of colorful birds and fragrant pink flowers appeared, and bright rays of sunshine sparkled on the surface of the lake. "Spring is here," cried the ponies. Twilight and her friends looked out across Ponyville. It looked so fresh and beautiful. And just when Twilight thought the day could not get any better, Rainbow Dash flew into the sky and made a beautiful rainbow. Everyone looked in awe as it stretched across the sky. What a magical way to welcome spring. Twilight was very happy. I bet you're glad it's not winter now, Spike. Spring is amazing, laughed Spike. But I need a nap after all that hard work. Wake me up after next winter.